Carousel. 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 This the carousel. On or you off. Either you're on or you're off. Either you're on or you're off. Knock 'em out.
Personally, I'm going to miss Adam Thielen and his 646 yards and 11 touchdowns. Minnesota desperately needed that wide receiver core to stay intact, but he went down with the corona, and I think the plague has spread. Reports have come out that Dallas has had an emergency medical evaluation and that practice has been stopped. Last time I checked, they played Minnesota on Sunday. Thielen went down with corona. Does 2 plus 2 still equal 4? Please bring in Megan Price.
Hola.
How you doing, Megan? Good morning.
Good morning. Well, it was going really well until I heard that. I heard that Thielen had corona last night, so my immediate thought was we're about to have an outbreak.
How does that make you feel? You guys are scheduled to have a game in 2 days.
And it's our Thanksgiving game, so it's like biggest game of the year, really, as far as fans go, and right, money-wise. But also, we're thinking, or we're going to be trying to lead the division, like Stephen A. just said, and try and make the playoffs so that we still have some validity. So that's huge, missing that game all the way. And because it's divisional. So, we want to smack them.
Okay, now, I remember the first game against the Washington football team, and it wasn't pretty. Stephen A. went off. I love what Stephen A. said yesterday because, nothing against you, Megan. Not one thing he said was a lie.
It wasn't a lie, but aren't we supposed to rep our team regardless? He's a Knicks fan, and we see how that goes.
Ow. Okay. All right. So, big picture. Back to football. Rona. I'm thinking the corners probably got it from Thielen. The corners were partying and celebrating with the linebackers. The linebackers were in contact with the defensive line, and the defense and offensive line are basically best friends from different schools. So how big do you think the Rona spread out throughout the Dallas Cowboys?
There's no way to tell because of the way the virus is. It just attacks people differently. So there's no way to tell really who's going to get it and who's not going to get it or what the percentages are going to be. So I would hate to throw an assumption out there and it be wildly untrue. But the threat of that is massive.
All right. Now, Washington cleaned out whatever issue they had with corona. But the problem is you can catch this more than once. Just because you get it once doesn't mean you can't get it again.
Right.
For a brief stint, Andy Dalton had it, but he was away from the team because of concussion protocol. So, this could be bad. This has the potential to be bad.
But will Jerry actually cancel the game? And is it even up to him? Or is it up to the NFL?
Well, wouldn't it be up to Jerry Jones because A, he's the owner, and B, he owns the stadium. So all he needed to do or would need to do is contact Goodell, say, hey, we can't play this $1 billion blockbuster Thanksgiving Day game, and we need to reschedule. But the problem with that is if you reschedule, you know that the NFL came out with a clause that says 8 teams will make the playoffs and not 7. They don't have time to do more rescheduling. So this would actually hurt and not help the Dallas Cowboys.
But when it's a question of widespread health, does he not have a responsibility, and will Goodell not hold him responsible to that?
As politely as I can say this, I believe Jerry Jones is the last in a long line of the good old boy network. Money comes first.
Well, you don't become the richest franchise in football without having that mind frame. But I do think that leads to say that if we have enough money to sit at home, shouldn't we?
Thanksgiving Day game. Now, there's a lot on the line if you don't play this game. Now, one is divisional. You need all the time and help you can get against Washington because they made you guys look bad. But you guys have had a bye week in time to heal from losing Dak Prescott. Number 2, you need this game more than they do because the last thing you want is to have the Washington football team have 2 wins over you because then it makes it harder for you guys to actually win the division. 3, money.
Right, and that's pretty much the Jerry Jones way. So I anticipate that we'll play the game regardless, but I have my qualms about it, but I also understand like how bad that -1 is with Philly. Like that tie ball game makes a huge difference in the division. So a missed game is probably going to have more impact than that, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. That would mean it would be almost impossible for you to catch up with Philly because
Right.
Philly already has the tiebreaker against you. You have to play them again. Washington has a win against you, and your only wins in the division are against the Giants, who ironically have 3 wins in the division,
Right.
2 over Washington and 1 over Philadelphia. So it would be almost impossible for you guys to win the division when you're behind.
Well, I think Jerry's most likely going to play the game. We might see some third and fourth string players, but it's not like we haven't seen that some this season.
Ugh. Okay. So other than Zeke, who actually woke up and had 100-yard games for
Right.
once, who are you watching for on Thursday? Who's the hot boy, if you will?
CD. CD's the hottest.
CD
Definitely.
is nice. He's in the conversation for best rookie wide
he's the
receiver.
hottest Cowboy. I'm not unrealistic.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's say that the doom and gloom is real and this is a COVID outbreak.
Right.
Shouldn't Jerry Jones be held responsible for this?
I agree. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think he should be.
Megan Price, let the people know where they can find you and have the last word. If you have something to say, now is the best time. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey guys, I'm on Facebook mainly. I'm in a sports group called the Sports Gauntlet, and I'm also an exclusive. I have several public posts on my page discussing sports, so feel free to add me and come talk sports with me. My final word on Dallas is I'm sure we're going to play this game, and I still feel like we're going to win the game. Even if we have COVID outbreaks, Andy's already had it. He had a game-winning drive against Minnesota, and he might possibly be the winner on Thursday.
Carousel, carousel, carousel. This the carousel. On or you off, either you're on or you're off, either you're on or you're off. Knock 'em out. Carousel, carousel, carousel. This the carousel. On or you're off, either you're on or you're off, either you're on or you're off.